Alright, welcome back. This is going to be the assembly video. We're going to take the three parts that we created in the last videos and we're going to combine them into one assembly. To do that, you have to have them all open. So, for example, there's the plug, and down here you can see I have the base and the camera also open. You do that because when you go up to New and you say Make an Assembly from a part, it brings whatever's open into your window over here. And that way you don't have to go looking for them. Alright, that just makes it easier. Now, this is very important. The first part that you want to bring in is not going to move in your assembly. It will be stationary. So, in ours, I'm going to bring in our base. So I'm just going to click it and bring it over. And there it is. Now what that means is I can't really manipulate this part, all right? The other ones you'll see when I bring them in, I can manipulate them and move them all around this part, but I can't move them. Independently of this, or this won't move independently of the other. All right, so that's the first one. Now I'm going to go up to Insert Components. It brings up this menu again, and I'm going to do the camera now. Again, I'm just clicking on it. Now, here's what's important. If you remember, when I use the front plane to design this, notice how that's my front view of that base and that's my front view of the camera that I started. That squares everything up because I want to take this camera and I want to put it on top of the base, lining up that hole and that hole, or that hole and that extrusion. That's where it's going to sit. So I could take this camera and I could manipulate it and all that good stuff. That takes way too long. So what you're going to do is you're going to do what's called mates. If you come up to the top and you click mate, it gives us all kinds of options. We're going to pick what we want to mate here, and then we have these options as how we want them to mate, even with distances. So this is what I'm going to do. Since these are two circles, I'm going to make them concentric. So I'm going to pick that circle and I'm going to pick that circle and make them concentric. Now I'll hit OK. So you'll notice that will go up and down. I can twist it, but it keeps it concentric. I can't move the camera to the left or to the right. I can spin it right around that axis of those two circles. But that obviously doesn't look good, right? We wanted a certain distance. So I'm going to put another mate, since I want it to sit on there, between this surface and this surface right here. So after I clicked yes on that other mate, it just came up automatically with another menu. So I'm going to say this surface and that surface. It automatically goes to coincident, which connects them, but I'm going to go down and click distance, and I'm going to put a distance in there that really just looks good. Let's go, if I went 0.1, no, I'm going to go a little bit less than that. I'm going to go 0.05, and you can see how it kind of just sits right on there. So now the camera is sitting on the base, the camera spins, which is what I want it to do, but it doesn't go up and down anymore. It sits and rotates on the base, which is actually what the camera does. All right. So I use two mates to get that one on there. Now I want to put the cord in. So I go to Insert again. I hit the plug. I'm going to bring that over. And notice again, they're pretty lined up. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to take, and I'm going to, let's see here, I'm going to take this line here, or that edge, and I'm going to line it up with the edge on the inside. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this side edge, and let's see where that puts us. Actually, I'm going to just do this one right here first. So let's do another mate. And let's see here. Let's do this surface. And I'm going to go in there and I want to do that surface. Hit OK. Now you can see what it did. Lined it up pretty good with that hole. I mean, it's lined up. It goes back and forth, but it there's two problems here. One, you can see it rotates around that line. We really don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to make another mate between that point and that point. But instead, now if I do that, again, it goes right to coincident, which connects those two lines. But if I made it a distance, and I said, how about, I want to center it in there. So I'm just kind of manipulate it until it centers where I want it. What if I went 0.2? Nope. Let's go 0.1. Let's keep going. 0.05. Obviously, this isn't an exact science. 0.07. 0.065. 0.065. About 0.6. 0.06. That looks about right. I'm going to hit OK. And you can see now that it's centered in there. It moves now with the swivel of the camera. So there we have it. We have our assembly. We want this to swivel. Okay. Notice that, this seems to be moving a little bit. Okay. All right. So this, let's see here. I want to look on the side here. Looks like that's a little bent up. That's probably because I have my distance there, but what if I did this? What if I made this surface and this surface parallel? And then hit OK. There we go. Now it's right in there. So that took 3 mates. Sometimes it takes 1 mate, sometimes it takes more than 1. You just get it how you want it. And then you can spin it, and that that cord goes right around with the camera. And there we go. So there's your assembly. So we learned how to create the assembly. We learned how to use the mates, which is very important to get everything in order the way we want it. Alright, so that is the end of this video series to create the blink camera. I am going to add a subsequent video on a few things that I may have missed, features and so forth. I won't be creating anything, I'll just be doing quick examples. Hope this helps.